Good evening, everyone. How are you? My name is Carly, and I'm just going to give it a couple seconds before I get started. Hopefully your Friday is off to a good start or ending on a good way, depending on where you are in the world watching. All right, so I thought that I would just come here tonight to share with you a few of my, just a few of my little insider tips that I have that have helped me be successful, and hopes for you ladies, and no matter what company you're with, I think all that these tips can be helpful. So feel free to share this with anyone that you want to, all right? I don't normally do trainings on my public page, but I've been getting lots of messages, and I thought this was the easiest way to tell it to the masses, okay, basically. So I'll just give it a couple seconds. Feel free to invite whoever you'd like to this, share it in your team pages or wherever you'd like, okay? Just wanted you to know that. So I just wanted to welcome you here, first of all, and thank you for taking the time out of your Friday evening to listen to me, all right? So yeah, I'll give it 30 more seconds or so. I just don't want to wait too long because the people watching the replay, they don't want to, you can fast forward a little bit. All right, so I'm not going to look at the questions until the end. All right, there'll be a time at the end that I will scroll up and answer any questions that any of you ladies might have, okay? And if you're watching the replay right now, or like if you're watching the replay later on, by all means, and you can ask any questions and I'll be sure to answer them later on, okay? So my name is Carly Prinz, for those that don't know me. I am with Unique Cosmetics, and I'm an elite presenter that's in the top 2% of the company. So it's been a wild journey for me, and I'm just excited to share. I recently found out that I was in among the top 10 for the most qualified parties over the last year since the convention last year, and up for a award this year. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm just grateful that I could be in the top 10. Hi Lee, how are you? That I could be in the top 10, that's an honor in itself, all right? So I just really wanted to, I'm a facts person. I like to see numbers and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought I'd share a few numbers with you guys. Proud of you too, Lee. Okay, I'm not going to read the comments though, because I have squirrel brain and get totally distracted. So, and I don't really have a whole lot of notes either. I just like to share from the heart and my own experiences. So just bear with me, okay? But yes, I'm going to share a few numbers with you guys because it's not to boast about it or anything like that. It's just because I feel like that serves a purpose and it maybe will be used to inspire you. I know I'm somebody that I like to see facts, and I like to see that because it drives me farther. So out from last convention, that's all I'm going to go from. So from last August until now, I've had 165 online classes. 81 of them have qualified. So qualified means that they have had over 200 in sales or higher. In Canada, it's more than that. But as far as like the US goes, it's over 200. 15 of those had some sales and 29 had absolutely zero, okay? 40 of them were my own links that I have that I would have random orders come through or share with people in my VIP group and all that kind of stuff. So out of that, yeah, I guess you can use that to what you think. On an average month though, I don't sell less than $5,000. That's just, I've kind of built up the clientele to have that on a general basis, but it's because I'm able to do online classes, home classes, I do one-on-one consult, and I do events. So out of those 4 things, I have a pretty wide variety of contacts and people that I'm able to meet on a general basis. So a year ago though, I made a commitment that I was going to absolutely rock my online classes because I knew that that was something that I could have to reach a global market, all right? If I wanted to grow my team and grow globally, I needed to master online classes. It was something that I was super scared to do. I felt like I sucked at it, to be honest. It was so much easier for me to get in front of people and show them a bunch of products and go to their house than it was to master the online classes. All right, I kept feeling like if I just did what some of the other leaders did, or if I just used what they had or knew what their secrets were, that I would be successful at that. And so I kept just kind of going through the motions, kind of posting and not really having the feeling back behind each one of my posts. Okay, so that's why I wanted to come here tonight and just share with you what I do might not work for you, just like what Cara Lewis Newton does might not work for me, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so but hopefully you can walk away from this with a few different tips that you can take and personalize and add to your classes. Okay, I call them classes. Parties, yeah, it's not really a party. I teach people. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to talk to you guys about changing your perception of these online parties, classes, whatever you want to call them, changing your perception. Okay, how you look at these classes. So what I go into these classes for is I genuinely want to help these women. I genuinely want to give them confidence so that they can walk away. Hi, Nicole. So that these ladies can walk away from these classes, whether or not they buy my products or not, but feeling like they could rock the world, or that they are worthy enough in the way that they are created to be, the way that they look, and all that kind of stuff. So I literally walk into these classes with that mission in mind, because that is our mission and goal here with Unique, is to uplift, empower, and validate women everywhere. And whether you're with another MLM company or not, you can still have a passion and still have lead with that in your classes that you do, because you genuinely want to help people. Okay, so if you can lead with that, that's my biggest tip. The other thing that I wanted to talk about too is that we're here to give them value and give them an experience so that they can walk away and remember the way that you made them feel. Not what you taught them, not what the products were, but how you made them feel. People will buy from people. They won't buy products just because you said so, okay? They will buy from you because they genuinely felt a connection. They felt that from you, okay? So I guess another thing is that you just look at the person or the people, the women, whatever it is, whatever your clientele is in these classes that you're doing, look at them as a whole and not as a sale, okay? I'm not there to make sales. I'm literally there to make connections, expand my network, and help these women gain confidence, okay? And like I said, genuinely want to help, okay? So, oh, well, thanks, Nicole. Okay, I'll read the comments after. So if you guys have questions, I will answer them at the end. All right, but I thought I'd talk about kind of like content and then add a little bit at the end. But so the whole debate on groups or events is totally dependent on what you want to do. I choose to do groups. I run 10-day classes. And I know that might seem like a lot, and at the beginning I thought 10 days, what the heck am I going to post for 10 days? But actually my amazing mentor Sherry, she did a training on this as well for us, and she told us to keep it simple. You don't need to we have a plethora of products, just like a lot of other MLM companies as well. But there's a plethora of information out there, right? And so if you are constantly posting and switching things up, people get lost. And to be honest, how often do people see every single one of your posts, right? So one other little tip that I have is to just keep it simple. So I run 10-day classes, but I repeat different things in various ways throughout the first few days, and then I switch it up and keep it the same for next few days. I only show basically 3 of our products. Why is that? Is because people who, I've done it both ways, where I have tried to cram in as much as I could and had no sales from that, right? Or like made no connections. I feel like people were just lost, or that they were overwhelmed. They felt like, oh, I want that, oh, I want that, oh, I want that. Well, I can't get that. It's too much. Do you know what I mean? So if you can keep it simple, lower it down, and just show them a few different things, and maybe they try the mascara, or maybe they would try the mask, and then that creates an open door for you to not only get the product in their hand, but also open the door to follow up with them and say, hey, have you tried the night cream? It really complements the mask well. That kind of a thing, right? And so I just really wanted, yes, I'm talking about my business in particular, right? But if you are a part of another company, there's always something else that you can make and shift differently, all right? So hopefully you'll get a few tips from here too. But yes, I keep it simpler. I post 1 video a day, and try to anyway. And the posts that aren't videos are going to be of me. My face is going to be in there. It's not going to be a graphic. It's not going to be something cluttered that people are going to just keep scrolling by. It's not going to be a big long paragraph. It's going to be something catchy, quick, to the point, and that's going to attract people. Okay, so if before you post something, if you think to yourself, what does this make me feel? Or have I lost myself already, right? So really, it's fine to have, you know, your picture and something else beside it, but to have like 5 other pictures and all that, you're gonna lose people, okay? They're gonna feel like that's just too much, and they're gonna pass right by that, okay? So, sorry, I just gotta move my phone for a second, but you want to catch their attention. And I post at 7 in the morning, noon, and 7 at night. All right, those are the peak times. That's another thing that you can kind of learn about too. If you're going to post it at 11 at night, well, you're going to miss majority of your clientele, right? You're going to miss majority of people because they're already in bed. You want to hit it so that when they're scrolling after they put their kids to bed, they see it, all right? Or when they're on their lunch break quick, they can quickly sneak by. The other thing that was why I only do maybe video 1 a day or every second day is because vast majority of people aren't in a place all the time that they can watch a video, right? So if you're posting video after video after video, you might be losing half of your audience only for the fact that they won't be able to, if they're at work, they won't be able to listen to that video. Do you know what I'm saying? But yet a picture of comparison of something, whether it's, you know, for our business, it would be half face done, half face not, whatever it is, that's going to make them stop, read it, and go on. It's going to catch their attention. All right. So what you need to do, or what I suggest, what I do, is to just keep it interesting, keep it short, to the point, and grab their attention. All right. The other thing that I do, my very first, okay, so once I set up my group, I have a couple posts, just 3 or 4, just random pictures with cute or like short little captions. And then the first thing that they're going to see when they join this group is going to be a picture of me in my, seriously, my biggest, grossest sweatpants I have, because we all have a pair of those, a hoodie, and my hair is literally up in a messy bun, and I don't have a lick of makeup on, all right? The reason for this is that I don't want them to look at me and think, wow, she's got it all together, I can't even relate to her. Or they just see me made up all the time. That's not me, right? And so I literally go into like a paragraph about this long, about just, I lay it all out there. I talk about that I'm a mom of 4 busy kids, that I recently left my nursing career, that I found this newfound passion of empowering women. And then I go on to say, and although my life, like, although you might see me all made up or whatever, that's not how this is. My kids don't eat their supper. My van could feed my whole flock of chickens because of the amount. Like, I just go on and on and on about all these perfectly imperfect traits of myself. But that makes me me. And my hope is that it's going to speak to these women that are out there who are like, okay, I can totally relate to her because my van is totally disgusting too. Or I can relate to her because I am a nurse, or I have a bunch of kids and I can't get them to eat my supper either. Kind of that type of thing. So I'm vulnerable with them, I'm open with them, and I kind of just open that up to a little bit so that they can take their guard down and know that they don't have to come to my class and be perfect. All right, they don't have to come and know a lick about makeup. They don't have to know a single thing. And the feedback I've gotten from that has been really good. All right, these women, they appreciate it, they laugh about it. It kind of sets the tone that I can be a little bit silly, a little bit fun, and okay, let's learn about something now. Do you know what I mean? So if you can kind of add a little bit of your own personality in there too, I promise you it's going to add so much more to your classes. So that's what gets added. Then I do a little bit of hostess coaching. I say, okay, so if you would post a little bit of a description, invite people to join. I'm the same. I don't like to get added to a bunch of groups daily. I am added to probably 10 a day, and I leave them as fast as I'm added to them. All right. And so you got to be respectful to the people who are being invited. So I just leave it up to the hostess. I say, you can send them a message, you can give them the link, you can invite them to join. Then you can have a little bit of a description as soon as they join so that they can see why you're having this class. All right. For whatever reason, I put that on the hostess. So, because these are their people, right? Whatever they say, they're going to listen to. They don't know who I am for the vast majority of the time, right? So they're going to trust the hostess over me. So if there's a little blurb quickly from the hostess, that's what I like to do. Other than that, I say to the hostess, it's your choice. whatever your involvement is in this will determine how much success you're going to have, I guess, right? So I will do my best doing what I do, and if you want to post anything in there, you're welcome to. So if it's a customer that I've already had and they have the mask and they want to pop in there and post a picture of them wearing the mask or a fun lip color, go for it, right? All those types of things are only going to help them, but I don't make them do anything. Some hostesses do, some don't, and that's totally their choice. I say you could like, you can comment, you can tag friends, whatever it is that you feel you want to do, but I leave it up to them. The other thing in my classes, I don't require anyone to engage with me. When I first started these classes, I just really badly wanted people to just be involved and to just see it and all that kind of stuff. And I would have a really hard time when I didn't get that feedback, right? And so I watched a lot of Karis Lewis Newton's videos on anonymous engagement, and I stopped, and it just made me, so if you haven't watched those videos, go search them on YouTube because she's fabulous, and she has so many valid points in there. I don't need to have that. These women are seeing my posts, okay? Whether it says like 3 seen or 30 seen, guaranteed they're all seeing it. It's just a matter whether they're clicking on it or not. But that's where the pictures come into play, because they're going to see that all throughout the next few days, okay? You know what I mean? So I go by that. I do anonymous engagement because for me, I feel like that's what works. I don't do prizes. I don't do giveaways. I'm there to teach these ladies something, okay? I don't want it to feel like it's something that I want in return, okay? This is purely an experience for them that I invite them to be a part of, and whether that's a fly on the wall or they can comment and ask questions, okay? But that's kind of what I do, just so that you guys know. But it took me a process to get to the point where I felt comfortable with that, where I didn't feel like like that I was okay with it, I guess, right? Because I felt like, well, nobody's watching, nobody's doing that. So I know where you're coming from, and I've been there, okay? And I just wanted you to know that I wasn't always good at these classes. Like I started off saying at the beginning, I wasn't always good. I struggled with it. I just had to kind of work through. But you know what? The thing is that I didn't give up on it, and I made a commitment to a year ago to totally rock it and make it what I needed to do. And in the last 10 months, this is where I've gotten to, where I'm up for an award at convention, which is super cool, and that's something that I never ever would have expected, okay? And so the other thing that I'll talk a little bit more about what I post. I'm not going to talk about like content and all that kind of stuff to like in detail, but I do post about confidence. I want these women to embrace who they are. I want them to feel beautiful without makeup, so that when they do put makeup on, they feel ecstatic, but that they are content inside. Because I was somebody who didn't feel good without makeup. I felt like I couldn't leave the house. I felt like I couldn't post a picture on social media without makeup on. And since this journey has come into my life, that's something that I've grown, and I want all women to feel amazing the way they were created to be, all right? That is my passion, and I'm going to make sure in these classes that they get that from me. So I have a post about that. I also have a post about the Unique Foundation. I just say like, we are so much more than this amazing mascara, or so much more than this Flawless 4, whatever you want to call it, right? But I say, and then I go into detail about the foundation, and just say if anyone ever wants to know any more information, or please just visit this website or ask me any questions. So I open the door for that too, because again, that is another passion of mine. I want any woman out there to know that this exists so that they can seek this for treatment. Do you know what I mean? Whether there's 50 ladies in there or 4 ladies in there, the stats are pretty high. 1 in 4 women before the age of 18 will be sexually abused, right? And so that's my job, I feel like, to get the word out. All right, so I make it, and again, that shows them that I'm not just there for the sale. I'm literally there for these women to help empower them. Okay. The other thing that I do is also talk about their true beauty and how Unique is trying to change the face of that. All right, that we aren't just a makeup company, that we are here, like talk about the mission, right? To uplift and validate, empower women everywhere. So talk about that. So again, it's not just like throwing a bunch of pictures, trying to make the sale at these ladies. It's giving them something of value and that they can walk away from remembering it. Even if this is the first time they've seen Unique, or if they've seen it a few times. I've had it before where women say like, wow, that was the best class I've ever attended, and I've been a part of a lot of Unique ones. But it's because I brought value to it and I made them feel like a whole woman, okay? A person, not just an object that I was trying to sell them to. All right, so the other thing about changing kind of your perception of these parties is like you can't walk into them expecting anything out of it. I always coach my ladies on my team. I just say, if you can make a couple friends out of that, that's amazing, all right? And if you can walk away making a few new connections and getting some information to these ladies, then that's awesome. That's more contacts or more views or more whatever that you had than before you had that class, okay? I don't know how many times I've had classes, parties, whatever you want to call them, where they have had 0 sales, but then a month later I had somebody come to me, hey, I was a part of so-and-so's class and I do really want to try that mascara now. And they come back to me, or they've said, hey, I'd really like to know more about what you do, or even about the Unique Foundation. I've had that. So you never know where these classes are going to take you, so just be open to a limitless of opportunities, okay? You don't know who these ladies know and where it could spread from there. I've had people who have had parties at the beginning of my career who have had multiple ones since. Some had sales, some didn't, but then their friends are now booking it, right? And it might be a year later, but I've still stayed in contact with them. So I message the guests in there and I say, welcome to so-and-so's class. I'm just so excited that you're here. Please know if you have any questions at all, I'm here to answer them. And I just leave it at that. I don't go into anything else. I welcome them. I offer my help if they need it, and that's it. All right? I don't go into anything else. I don't copy the link. I don't do anything like that. As far as the link goes, I don't post that daily either. I post it every second day, and I post it in the comments. All right, and then closer to the end, on the last day, sorry, my kids are downstairs, you can probably hear them. On the third last day, I kind of give them a reminder that, oh, in 3 days, this will be ending, and I do post the link then. But just so I'm not posting the link in their face every single post, okay? The other thing that I do is being organized for parties, right? Being organized for these classes, because I don't run less than 5 at a time. That's kind of my rule. If I don't have 5, I kind of start panicking, all right? And so for some who are just starting, you're probably like, how do you get 5 at a time? It just goes with making those connections and following up with people, to be honest, and keeping it simple when I am talking to them. I'm not going to go into detail about how I book them. I can talk about that another time, or you guys can ask me questions if you want to later on. But that's just kind of a goal that I have for myself, and so that I can kind of keep that momentum going for me. There's a reason why I'm able to keep that 5,000 in PRS each month as well, right? And so I forget. Oh yeah, back to the organizing. Sorry, I always have squirrel brain. But how I keep organized then to run multiple classes at a time is that I have my notes, all right? So I have I have like a few different scripts, and I kind of pull from all of them, because I'm the type of person that I don't like to just copy and paste every single time, same thing month after month, all right? So I kind of like to switch it up a little bit. So for instance, in April when there was the Flawless 4, so I did all month of April, only classes, or maybe it was May, whatever month it was, only classes on Flawless 4. All right, that's all I ran, just strictly that. And then in May, I ran All Eyes on You classes. So I kind of adapt them to what like the kudos is, or what's kind of going on, so that it's not the same thing. And then I feel like I can approach people and be like, hey, look, this is what my classes are going to be this month. Would you like to have one? Would you like to learn more? And most people are like, yeah, sure. I liked your last one, so this will be something different. I'd love to learn about eyes now that I learned about face last month, right? So if you can kind of be a little bit creative in how you're approaching people and what content you're giving them, instead of it always being the same thing. Does it mean making different videos? Yeah. But you should anyway. Does it mean making different posts? Yeah. But you know what? Now I have all this Flawless 4 content that I'm able to move forward with for forever. It's amazing. The flawless floor is fantastic, right? And so I still post about it in my classes now, what I did in April, but I just do a shorter version of it. Do you know what I mean? So if you can have a few things, I always teach my girls too that are just starting. It can be overwhelming making a bunch of different videos. So I just say to them, get ready in the morning, all right? You get ready in the morning, you can talk about skincare, one video. Do your face. I call it my base face. So it's like foundation, or if you choose BB cream, whatever your base face is, primer, all the way to concealer if you want to add blush and bronzer in there too. That's what I call my base face. Then you could do a video on eyebrows, a video on eyes, a video on lips. Do you see what I'm saying? So in one morning, you could have everything that we have right there. Do you know what I'm saying? And then at night when you're washing your face, you could do another one and throw the mask on. So it's not like this has to take you a bazillion amount of time. Be effective with your time. And I realize that there's women everywhere who are working full time, who have maybe even more than one job, have multiple kids, all this kind of stuff. So we're busy, right? So fit it in when you can work it and work with what you have, right? You don't have to own all the products in order to have a rockin' party. You can rock it with the kit. The kit is amazing, you guys. It has everything that you can do, from skincare to eyes to lips, mascara, all that stuff, right? And so use what you have. And I mean, for the other ladies that are watching that are from other companies, sorry, I know I'm doing more specific to my own, but you guaranteed you have a starter kit or something that you can work with, and work with that and be creative, okay? So the other thing is, yeah, like I said, switch it up for the kudos each month, just so it's something kind of fresh and new. Right now it's summer months, right? So why not talk about, you could do a splash bashes, or what's in your summer bag, your summer must-haves, whatever it is. Be creative, okay? The one thing that I just want to instill in you guys is that you are fully capable of doing this. 1010%. If I can, you can. I promise you that. But you just have to make the commitment to practice and practice and practice. The more that you're going to have, if you're only going to have one party, one class a month, it's going to take you longer to perfect that, all right? So make a commitment to, say, have 5 parties this month, or whatever it is that you're going to do that can kind of stretch your limit a little bit and push you a little harder, all right? So my goal right now, hi Deborah, my goal right now is to, I like my bigger picture, I like to have 25 parties a month. That's what my big goal is, right? Do I miss that some months and it's less? Sure I do. And sometimes it's a little bit more, all right? But that is what my big goal is. And so think big, and you might think every month I start off thinking like, where am I going to get 25 more parties this month? I never know, but then that's where I have to dig deep. You have to be persistent. You have to be, you have to have self-discipline, I guess, so that these parties get booked, all right? You have to put it on your calendar and just sit down and make it work. And I always start off by checking in with my birthdays for the month. I say like, hey, I have these awesome birthday bashes just for you. When I do my birthday bashes, I do give a gift to the hostess just because it's their birthday. It's not that you have to do that, but that's just so I can keep it kind of special for them too, because it is their birthday. And out of everyone that has a birthday in 1 month, I might ask 25 people and maybe 3 have it, right? So for me, it's worth it to be able to give that to someone. But that's what I do. And then after the birthdays have kind of gone through, I look through, okay, well, what's the kudos this month? Who has bought that? Who could I ask to have a class that really enjoyed this and might want to share with their friends? You can follow up with people from 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, you know, that 222 system. Follow up with people and ask them. It's the worst you're going to get is no, okay? And you know what? I feel like once you get to the point where your classes you're proud of them, you're confident in what you're showing them, it's not going to be such a hard task to ask, because I really genuinely am offering something to these amazing ladies, and I really want them to see what I have. So to ask them isn't such a big deal, because I feel like that's just what I want to offer to them. You know what I'm saying? So it just gets a little bit easier the more that you can do them, the more that you grow, and all that. So like I said, I have my list of my notes and I have my pictures organized. So when I have 5 to 10 going on at a time, I can literally copy paste for those ones. So I try to start them all on the same day, but it doesn't always work. If somebody says, I started a bunch this Sunday, and then 2 days later somebody says, well, that one gets thrown in the mix too, right? And I just kind of have to remember when to post in them. Or the other thing is too, I have one that's I'm on Mountain Standard Time, and I have one on Eastern Standard Time right now. So I have to wake up 2 hours earlier so that that lady gets posted on her time before they go to work. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever you choose to put into this is what you're going to get out of it, right? And so I just feel like, just don't give up. If I gave up when I could have, honestly, I rock home parties. They are absolutely my favorite thing to do. That could have been where I stayed in my little comfort zone doing one-on-ones and home parties. But you know what? I can only travel so far in my area to reach people. And so when you can do these online classes, you reach so many more people. All right. And if you're not confident in your makeup skills, or you're not confident in color matching people, or whatever it is that you're not confident in, that you're scared, that's holding you back, then dive in and learn. All right. My makeup skills have improved greatly because I've been like, okay, I better touch up on this, right? Or if there's something that I don't know, then I research it. We have YouTube. There's plethora of information. We have corporate training, all that stuff. So what you are going to put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Okay. So take the time, master it, or spend even just a day or a couple hours in the morning, couple hours at night, whatever your schedule allows, and really dive into what you want to give these women in your classes, okay? Instead of just going through the motions, you saw a post that was in another group, a mock party, and you're just going to copy paste what they posted because that's somebody that is successful and it should work for you. But that's not the way it works. You are going to have to bring to the table your personality, your perception, and a little bit of your funness, right? Your what makes you you. They want to see you, and bring your personality forth in your classes, because I promise you that will take you a lot farther, and they're going to relate to you and they're going to remember you. All right. So does anyone have any questions or anything that I have here? I'll just scroll up a second. Do I do videos about mission statement? So sometimes I do, well, I always do a post, okay? So my post is where I have me with no makeup on, and underneath it I say beautiful. And then I have a post of me with makeup on, and I say glamorous. And then I go into kind of just saying like, talking about how women everywhere, or like what Unique's mission is, and saying I didn't have confidence. I start out by saying, I guess, a year ago, I would have never had the confidence to post a picture of me on social media without makeup. But through this process and through this journey, or whatever you want to say, I have been able to, I myself have gained confidence, and that's my goal, is to uplift, empower, and validate you women as well. And so I kind of just go into the mission that way. I feel like a picture can speak 1,000 words, and a video might not reach everyone. I feel like the one picture that I do post, it makes people kind of stop in their tracks and look at it and be like, wow, okay, like I also finish it off by saying, so when you wake up this morning, that's my post in the morning. So when you wake up this morning, be a little less judgmental on yourself, or be a less whatever, more compassionate for yourself, or whatever, right? And so that's kind of how I finish that post. So that's where I kind of incorporate adding confidence with our mission all in one kind of post. So I don't necessarily post about the mission in a video, but I do talk about it regularly throughout. All right, so what else? Oh yeah, well, thanks, Melanie. You're doing awesome, honey. Seriously. Okay, so if you ladies or anyone else that has any other questions, or if there's anything that I missed, I'll kind of recap, I guess. I didn't really take any notes. I'm trying to just speak from my own experience, to be honest. And the one thing that I do post at the end, I kind of wait for the class to be done. I thank them, always thank them, okay? If there's no sales or not, you still need to thank them, okay? Because they took their time to watch you, and you need to thank them, okay? The other thing that I post about is I welcome them into my VIP group, and I post the link there, because obviously these women, if they want to learn more, that's where they'll find it, right? I sometimes send them a little bit message too, and just say like, hey, on a more personal level, invite them to my VIP group, because I feel like sometimes they miss that post. But you always want to offer the opportunity to. You want to, that I try to do in a video by saying just how thankful I am that they opened up their lives their week to me, and just go into talking about how thankful I am for this journey and what this has meant to me. And if anything of this speaks to you, then to contact me. Kind of a little bit longer than that, but less than a minute, right? So you want to always offer the opportunity to people, and not a graphic of the kit, okay? They're not going to get the kit. They're going to, if they want to join you, they want to join you, okay? So that's where lead with that passion, and let yourself be vulnerable in that way, so that you can open up why did you join, and maybe something that you're talking about will connect with these women and make them see that they could have this too, that they could stay home with their kids, or they could help pay the bills, or they could get a pedicure each month if that's what they want, or whatever it is, right? Open yourself up to them and just be vulnerable with them, so that they can see that side of you, and maybe it will cause a connection there. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. All right, so I hope this was helpful. I hope that this inspires you a little bit to kind of add a little bit of yourself to your classes, okay? You are amazing the way that you are, and so don't stop doubting yourself, all right? I just know how much I doubted myself, but look at where it got me once I made the commitment to do what I'm doing, all right? I'm not doing anything you guys can't do, and so you're amazing, all right? And I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah, and feel free to share with your teams, and again, if you have any other questions, pop them below, okay? Thanks, ladies. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous night, and I will see you later, okay? Bye.